be making your purchases in a shopping mall. Let's imagine, Alexa, I have a party of 40 people and I'm inviting my close friends and you have the list. So please order all of the products and pay with what I have in my bank account. One AI agent is going to be communicating with another AI agent. What technology are they going to be using? They're building already the substitution for Swift in general, because like, okay, if you're an international company, if you're PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Nike, whatever, and you want money from headquarters to move around the world or vice versa, you don't need all of this. You can just use the C protocol, and that's how it's been. We do not see any more horses that get people around the streets, in London in particular. Stronger technologies overtake. The technology is already there. It's for you to make that decision whether to lag behind or to go hand in hand with the progress. We've launched our own POS solution, like it's a physical terminal, but you can be paying with your wallet within this physical terminal. Would I be thinking that that is going to be the technology 5 years ago? Breaking point comes and then everything develops very quick. The fire is in a slow-mo right now, but it's getting there.
So here we are at the Payment Leaders Summit in London, and I'm Chris Hemsley. I'm a strategic payments regulatory advisor and former payments regulator, and we're here to talk about the exciting emerging technologies in payments, and particularly have a conversation about Coinspaid and the growth of distributed ledger technology in payments. So with that, Pavel, would you like to introduce yourself, and then we'll get into some questions?
Thank you so much. Well, I'm the strategy leader at Coinspaid. Right now, we're doing a lot of things for our software and the products that are creating from the whole big ecosystem. Smaller pieces of a product that are going to be available in the market for multiple users, not only payment companies, but also for merchants and for financial institutions around the world.
Fantastic. So there's lots of people, a bit of a buzz in the room, and I'm sure you've been pitching all day, but pretend like you haven't done it to me. And so, I'm a CFO of a major bank. What's your kind of 30-second lift? Sort of, you're in an elevator with me, and what's your sort of pitch to me for 30 seconds on why I should use Coinspaid?
Well, I believe then I would say that if you are a bank and a financial institution, you all understand that with the all current regulation that is going in the blockchain sphere, with Genius Act, with MiCA in Europe and in other countries, it's already there. The technology is already there, and it's for you to make that decision whether to lag behind or to go hand in hand with the progress. And with that, the easiest way to penetrate this market, to try what this technology is bringing, is actually utilizing some values that the software of Coinspaid solutions can be given, where in any form. We're not saying today that it's obligatory that you gather payments, etc. You can be doing a custody with us. You can be doing an exchange engine. You can be doing a payments. You can do everything all together. You can even take in the block of the finance and auditing applications that we have, which you need obviously when you're going to be working with the blockchain technology and different coins around the blockchains. But it is how you start, at least. And obviously, when developing, you're gonna understand that the whole environment, the whole Coinspaid solution environment, is something that you need a lot to be in a good shape and a scope within the blockchain.
Fantastic. So you started to talk there about the kind of diversity in sort of product and in the sort of tokens that are being used, but your clients can be quite diverse as well, large organizations all the way down to small ones. So what how do their needs sort of vary, and I guess, and how do you kind of focus on those differing needs?
The most interesting part here is that it's changing all the time.
Okay.
So since the time we've started a licensed entity in Estonia 2019, and if we look what is going on right now, it's a huge changes. So first of all, it was like the only request was we want to operate with Bitcoin. It was the only request, it was there.
That was the market.
Yes, that was the market. Then Ethereum comes, and then, we all want to operate only with Ethereum and Bitcoin, or Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then development goes. Then we have stable coins. And then with the stable coins, there is another era, another pivot, etc. So I'd say that all this is changing a lot. It's changing very rapidly. We can see sometimes changes within the quarter. We're right now communicating with a lot of big retailers. So we even progressed to the point that we've launched our own POS solution. Like it's a physical terminal, but you can be paying with your wallet within this physical terminal. Would I be thinking that that is going to be the technology 5 years ago? Come on,
it's meant to be like,
absolutely
sort of technology and not the physical stuff. But
yes,
you've gone to the physical stuff.
Well, we're all been thinking that actually this is something that's going to exist only in the internet, but now it is there. It's already in the shops around Europe. So it's hard to say what it is right now because it's constantly changing, and we believe it's going to change even more.
So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you're then getting into that space that's sort of currently there. Lots of existing operators that are quite well established, and I guess there's this question that's floating around this emergence of blockchain technology, and yet all the countries have got much more traditional architecture that we're currently using. The rails that we're currently using are sort of much more kind of server based, high resilience, high kind of very fast actually. Do you think, looking a little bit further in the future, you've got your POS solution, but do you think that the blockchain technology is going to be alongside and kind of coexist alongside the more traditional rails, or is this a takeover? Do you think this technology is just going to crowd out the more traditional kind of payment networks?
Well, in my perspective, how I see it, that we do not see any more horses that get people around the streets. In London in particular, for example, where we have this wonderful summit.
I can confirm it's cars,
yes.
And some of them are self-driving now.
Exactly. So stronger technologies overtake. More developed technologies always overtaken. It's quite clear. I believe that we right now facing this phase where this technology exists simultaneously, and it's going to last for some time. For sure, it's going to last for some time because we have a huge legacy still from a lot of industries, big retailers, big B2C businesses that, they're accustomed for a particular customer journey, customer payment journey, especially.
Because they built their systems around it, haven't they? Yeah.
Exactly. Although we see all this new economy, yes, we see all this internet market, we see all this AI stuff that is coming, and we see that AIs communicate with each other. As I was delivering earlier today in my speech, that you will not be making your purchases in a shop anymore. You will be asking your Alexa, I need 1 kilo of cucumbers, 1 kilo of potatoes, a couple of kilos of meat because I'm having a party. And sing, please, or even in a different, I will put it in a different, let's imagine. Alexa, I have a party of 40 people and I'm inviting my close friends and you have the list. So please order all of the products and pay with what I have in my bank account. Yes. And then this AI is going to be doing for everything for me. But if AIs would be doing it, one AI agent is going to be communicating with another AI agent. What technology are they going to be using? Are they really going to knock to whatever fiat technology exists today, or they will be searching for something more profound, more trustable, more quicker,
easier to plug into, isn't it?
Yes. And obviously we're going to be there. We're going to be there. And speed of the transaction, especially if we would be doing this. Imagine that there are going to be some big cloud-based stuff like guys like Amazon, Microsoft, Google. If they're going to be able to put crypto nodes within their ecosystems, it's all going to be off-chain transactions. So it's going to be zero price for the network, quick. Transaction cost is going to be that minimal that we cannot even imagine.
Because I guess there is this sense that the providers you just talked about actually have started to build the protocols to join all these dots up, haven't they?
We see today. We see already today. We see today USDC and the Mr. Donald Desperanto, who is the ambassador for USDC. They're building already the substitution for SWIFT in general, because like, okay, if you're an international company, if you're PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Nike, whatever, and you want money from headquarters to move around the world or vice versa, you don't need all of this. You can just use USDC protocol, and that's how it's easy how it can be. So we see it everywhere. We see it's emerging, but the speed, I believe that, it's about the speed. Look, I can compare that. It's all the time about this breaking point. The breaking point comes, and then everything develops very quick. And this is we've experienced as a humankind. We've experienced it many times.
That's kind of you get that critical mass adoption
exactly.
kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly.
So we talked about how the market's going to evolve. Like going back to the sort of clients that you kind of are sort of targeting. So what's the sort of typical kind of clients that you're dealing with today? And then, I mean, you said how quickly things have changed. What's that going to look like in 3 years, or even maybe 2 months?
Well, today it's e-commerces. Yeah, obviously, the guys who are doing the business on the internet. Today, these are e-commerces and all of the digital guys that trying to sell digital assets around the world. We see that it's already getting down to luxury goods. That's another big sphere. Everything what's about luxury goods and services, actually, agentic companies is like one of our biggest clients, the biggest industries that we have a client in. How is it changing? I believe that we're going more and more and more to the mass market. Yeah, okay. It's a lot of requests over there, but it's right now we're speaking about consumer business, because people buying stuff. Coinspaid solutions, multiple solutions that we have, it's not only about the payments themselves, but it's about transactions. So literally, with our solution, you can have any type of a token. Just imagine that you're going to tokenize the futures for cacao. Yeah. And you're going to be moving it around the around the blockchain. I'm not speaking about very deep technologies of smart contracts, but which makes sense to speak about here. But still, you have these tokens, they're moving. So I'd say that the application for the technologies, they're going to find where to go. Yeah. As soon as the proliferation of the payments is going to grow. But this is what happens all the time. We just after introducing the digital payments, you see what happened. Forex industry, forex in general has appeared, and the big forex industry is out there. So literally, there's a development of a particular technology. The proliferation of the industries where it can go is going to be very vast, I believe.
And so I guess part of that is, there's all these companies that, they could try and build some of this stuff themselves. I guess why is that? Why is it sort of Coinspaid solutions? What do you bring? Why is that the thing that you can do better than they can do?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, first of all, I'm not a big fan of reinventing a bicycle. Okay. I would rather take something that is already there and the people know how to use it. Except from that, there are two big points. The first one is the security. We had our experience, we had our history standing against the Lazarus Group, and we understand what you need to do in terms of security. Yeah. The second point is legislation. We're doing this since 2019. We've been on all of the stages of emerging the legislation of the blockchain and the crypto payments, call it whatever you want. So it is very important to go this path, because there is nothing stronger than empirical knowledge in the end of the day, especially from our point of view, especially when you are building a software.
Yeah, okay.
And that's such a sensitive software.
Yeah. And you started to touch on this a little bit anyway, but the kind of scale of the market, the sort of the transaction volumes that you've been you're talking about, the kind of range of companies and tokens that you can kind of connect up. And you started to talk there about the sort of the fact that you know regulated business. You've kind of learned a lot in recent years. I guess which of those are particularly important to the enterprise clients that you're dealing with?
Well, for enterprise clients, I believe that the most important stuff is the amount of transactions.
Okay, really.
The loads, how we're working with the loads, how good we're in doing this, how quick we were growing. This is the most important because this shows our resilience, this shows our scalability, this shows how fast we're able to grow in a certain period of time. I would say that for now, this is the parameter that really these guys need to pay attention to.
Yeah. So last one, you've painted a picture of a very fast-moving market, which I agree with this. It's sort of fast-moving market, lots of technological change. I mean, you sound like you're ready for this. You're kind of a big promoter of this. But how ready are financial services and other businesses for this transition?
We are cooking, guys. We are cooking this, guys. I would say this. I cannot speak for them, here. So that is why I would say we're cooking.
You have to speak for yourself.
Yeah. The fire is in a slow-mo right now, but it's getting there.
Oh, okay.
It's getting there.
We're about to hit that tipping point then.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Well, that's an absolute pleasure to talk to you and to hear more about
Likewise.
Coinspaid. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.